I grew up in a household where my one of my brothers and my mom and my dad, they all worked in newspapers. My sister grew up, in high school, she was covering high school sports. So it was kind of in the family. I became like a copy girl at the Tulsa World. I just loved newsrooms, and I loved the atmosphere in newsrooms and the camaraderie and the jokes and the discussion and everything. And later on, when I started reporting, I found it was kind of like an outlet and an excuse for me, because I was very shy in college, especially, and being a reporter gave me an excuse to go up and talk to people. I was on the ground in Libya during the Arab Spring revolutions in 2011. And I just went out in the middle of the deserts in Libya, talking to men and women who were rebelling against this horrible, oppressive dictator, Gaddafi, who, didn't even allow clubs or swim clubs or anything like that. Young people had no hope. And just reporting on, all the time during the Arab Spring, just talking to people for the first time in their lives who had hope and who were giving their all to try to have freedom and democracy. That meant a lot. I've been with other reporters and had stones thrown at us, and where was that? In Iraq, in Afghanistan, and in Africa, we got attacked by a mob while we were covering our election in, I think, Cameroon. It was really rough. The reporter I was with was getting beat up, the male reporter. And it happened in another part of Africa too. And the lesson I took from that, that was happening, and it was horrible and scary, but we were rescued by other good people in that crowd who risked their lives to come get us. And what that taught me about life in general is, there's always going to be bad people in any group who may hurt you, but there's always going to be good people who are going to be trying to help you. And they may not get to you in time, but they're going to be out there. There's good people out there. Definitely my mom and dad, Naomi Knickmeyer and W.L. Knickmeyer, they were ethical, wonderful journalists in a small town in Ada, Oklahoma. And I grew up in the newsroom and in the back shop with the printing presses and everything. And, they taught me the ethics and the kind of the joy of being a good journalist. And there were lots of others along the way. Chuck House, my advisor at OU, he would give words of wisdom like, there's no boring stories, only boring reporters. So it's just stuff that it's good to learn, as a young reporter, and you keep in your mind going after. And there's just tons of good journalists that I worked with at the OU Daily, the Daily Oklahoman, and the Tulsa World, and the AP there, who I learned from all of them, and I learned alongside of them.